Hello, and welcome back to my RP-1 campaign on hard, where the first thing that I'm going to do is unqueue all this tech because, I've pointed out that because it was all queued, it doesn't have the timeliness stuff, which means that maybe I spent too long researching that RTG stuff. So, all the cancels. Okay. First thing we do, get this. Next, get that. Next, get lunar landing. Okay, neither of these do anything for me. This gives me an NTR. Hey, Light Rider. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can research solids. I haven't researched solids in a while. And that'll be a good test of the how the research thing works.
Hey there.
Hey.
Oh.
All right. How are you doing?
Pretty good. A little tired already, but I think I can stick around for an hour. Be
Cool.
fun.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hopefully go less long than last night.
Yeah. I didn't notice it was getting to 5 a.m. myself,
Huh.
which is the common circumstance.
Yes. Yes, that does tend to happen with frequency.
But then again, half the time when I'm watching your stream, I end up doing like some work on the side or something like that. So it's not like it's unproductive. Just
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah, no, the pandemic has broken the diurnal sleep patterns. Although I guess, I mean, you're already doing
Yeah.
interesting hours beforehand, so who knows?
Yeah, for at least the last like 4 years or so now. 3
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, I mean, like the UK to Mexico City time was already kind of weird, or the
Yeah.
UK to Australia time.
Or the UK to both of them at the same time.
Yes.
Light Rider, Mars Riding is pretty fun. It's different than this. It's some ways closer to Barris, so without
Yeah.
all the actual flying, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah, and Ted was producer on it, so it's got Kerbal heritage.
Yeah, yeah. I watched some of their dev streams and stuff like that. They seem pretty
Yeah,
good
it's
people.
good stuff. Good folks, and they did good stuff.
Mhm.
All right. Guess I want some solar panels. Oh, first we want comms. Then I want solar panels.
many ways. RP-1 is a blend of stock KSP and Mars Horizons, and then making everything more complicated.
Yeah. Okay, so the colors work now. That's cool.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, just had to dequeue and requeue all the stuff. But yeah, so the solids will research really fast. That's pretty cool. I'm sorry that I didn't have this enabled when I was researching RTGs, because that was sad. I spent a lot of time that could have avoided. And these are going to be, they're running at 0.71x. But by the time I get there, they'll hopefully not be at 0.71x.
Yeah, they'll probably be at like 0.85x.
Well, or I'll reorganize stuff, or who knows. I mean, given that I have those 200-day build times for my lunar stuff, it it will go fast. It will
I
very
kind
much
of
go
meant
fast.
based off of the other stuff you had in front of the queue on the research list.
Oh yeah, yeah. Even just that much, it'll. Yeah, that's what Stone Smile was talking about. Was on an issue on the Git was fixing that issue where it actually just calculates what the multiplier will be at the start based on the elapsed time, which is going to be pretty necessary. Okay, so what am I even doing? Oh yes, we're building Jupiter orbiters. That's what we're doing. And okay. Light Rider, I said that Ted was a producer on Mars Horizon. Uh, not Maximal. Ted was first QA manager and then technical producer on Kerbal for a quite long time, but left when I did. Okay. Yeah, I guess we might as well just warp. There's no particular reason that like those build so fast that we could try to build something else meanwhile, but I'm not sure what else we would build meanwhile, so whatever. Do we have any other interesting contracts we can pick?
When I played it, it was not particularly hard. But I played the limited beta before it full released, so maybe it got harder or got retuned. So who knows?
Yeah.
No tips specifically. Wasn't hard to learn either.
Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. Um, okay. Pretty sure that is going to be well after our arrival. Yes, we arrive in April, and we're gonna. So we can take that contract. Get a little more money.
Everybody in your world is going to have really good phone service, but no GPS.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, it's not. That stuff just does not pay. And at this point, is because they're on shared cooldowns, it's just not worth.
Yep.
You know, yeah. Yeah, see, like that's. Oh, Oh, wait. Oh, I haven't done nav at all. I've only
Yep.
done weather. Yeah, it's weather that doesn't pay well and is on the shared cooldown. Nav is still not on the shared cooldown, so like technically I could do this. But it's like it's literally not worth the time.
I was making a joke, not suggesting you should do it.
I know, but I'm occasionally painfully literal.
Okay, no worries. Just wanted to be clear because I
Yes.
sometimes I am picky.
Yes. Yeah, that was all good. Um, okay. I think. Right, we'll wait for the engine, and then we have to wait for the space station prototypes. And it's like. Hi, Nate. Um, oh, sorry, Einstein. The S looked like an A in my chat. Um, Einstein Klotz. Where? Um, took me like 4 times to actually say your name. My apologies. Uh, so I'm considering trying to make an intermediate launch vehicle, but I think it's not actually going to be really meaningfully cheaper than just building the heavy. So, yeah, I'll get these out of the way, and then I'll go ahead and tool. Uh, and then start building one of those. So heavy launch vehicles. I'm like vaguely tempted to. Oh, yeah. I guess I probably should flight test. How? Let's see. How reliable? Oops, wrong thing. I need to see how reliable the F1 actually is. Then I guess it's probably Steinklotz or something. If I'm mangling the German slightly less than trying to anglicize it. Let's see. What is the reliability on these things? That's really quite impressive reliability from the start. At 0 data, it's 98.5% reliable.
Yeah, that seems okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they never did they ever fail? I don't think they
I
ever.
don't. I do not believe they've ever failed. No. J2s had pogo induced failures and stuff, but
Mm.
I don't think F1s have ever failed. I mean, partly because they blew up a god awful ton of combustion chambers and static fires, but
Hmm. Well, that's probably why the unlock cost is really high.
yeah, I mean that's I mean pretty good reliability in the RD-170 for similar melted combustion chamber reasons.
Hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna warp, and our R&D will come online, and suddenly all the stuff will be faster, and that will be great.
I would probably enjoy playing a game where it was a completely parametric engine model rather than just drawing from historical data.
Yep. No, I mean that was always Ferrum's dream, and Agathorn was working on that as well. And maybe someday someone will actually finish one of these mods, and that will be really nice.
Hmm.
Um, not it.
I'm not saying it should be it.
I have my list is already long. Um, I find it speaking of German, I find it sort of funny that this is the Traffic Light Coalition, but okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll warp until that's done, I guess.
And it weird that it selected yellow as the kind of on target time rather
Yeah.
than green.
Yeah, I think the issue is more how do you what color do you code something that's better than green?
Blue.
Yeah, although given my limited contrast sensitivity between green and blue, I'm glad it's in this configuration because I wouldn't be able to tell. Uh, Although that reminds me, we probably need to add a colorblind mode to this because, yeah, the green and the orange red will be pretty difficult.
Yep.
Maybe I can convince Paul to get back into KSP if I tell him he's actually going to be doing accessibility stuff.
Ooh.
PJF.
Okay.
Yeah, because he has the red-green thing.
Mhm.
Um, okay, I guess we just go ahead and warp. I don't really see what... Oh, I know it. Right. That's what we do. Of
Yeah, I
course,
would
that's what we do.
possibly.
Oh, sorry?
I was going to say I would possibly actually have set up a little stoplight, sideways stoplight thing, so that the positioning of the dot
Yep.
also.
Yeah. No, yeah. Okay, so this is about to get quite a boost. That's real cheap. Oh, that didn't actually boost it that much, but gave us more delta V, that's for sure. Slightly. What is the... Did the mixture ratio change? No, I don't think the mixture
Slightly.
ratio... no, I think that's from
Oh.
thrust.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if I, so we're at 18,817. If I remove and re-add, yeah, I didn't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh, those are different numbers, but yeah, it's from the thrust. So, yep, thanks for coming by. All right. So there's one edited. We'll edit the other one. Oh, I should have saved it. Well, I'll save this one. Or I'll rename it first, save it, and then rename it back. Uh, uh, there we go. Okay. That's ready. And then our geostationary thing is ready. And then, ugh, now I have to figure out what else to build. This is hard. I guess I can, I guess we did get enough new science stuff that we can send up a science satellite. I'm getting a bunch of static from you sometimes that's noise gated off, so I presume that's airflow by the mic.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Okay,
Thanks for letting me know.
sure.
Be gone now?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, hopefully I did not just make your environment 10 degrees warmer.
Eventually, but I don't think if I stick around for another half an hour, it'll matter.
Yeah. I'm impressed it's that hot, but
No, just the place that I'm sitting collects heat, and
oh, I see.
we
Okay.
need to replace the fans or on the central air or something like that because it's not pumping out well enough.
Makes sense. What's this thing? Oh, I remember this thing. This thing was a... Right. This was minimalism if ever there was any. So instead, I'm going to just open my ComSat launch vehicle. Because, like, it's not like it's that much more expensive.
I've lost the thread on what you're building here.
I'm building a Earth science satellite.
Okay.
Because I've unlocked a new generation of science equipment, so.
Gotcha.
And it's actually sort of tempting to try to do it just with that.
Is this going to be a contractless launch?
Yep. I mean, I could maybe combine it with the navsat, but I don't think so because I think it's removed at the end of the contract. So
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to split up, I would
yeah,
do a two
yeah, I
payload
could
thing.
do it. Yeah, I will leave that to Ariane 5. Okay, so I could purchase that, which, wow, is that expensive? My goodness. Doesn't really feel worth it for that price. Um, oh, I have a 150-ton pad, don't I? Yes, I do. But I think launching this is actually cheaper than tooling what I would need. So we'll just do this. This will be hilariously over-engined for what we need. It only uses 61 watts, so could just put huge solar panels on it, but yeah, I guess I'll do that. Okay. That's a lot of flickering. Okay. So that's fine.
That's just a science core.
No, that's near Earth avionics.
Gotcha.
And I think I want to put a little more battery in it. It's interesting. That's a different RCS quad than the other one. Don't really understand why. All right, so that's enough to get us oriented, and a little bit of fine tuning if we need it. But figure experiments. We definitely need an S-band antenna for that. That's for sure. Okay, what other science is new to us? Let us see. I think the only other notable science is this. What are its requirements? Doesn't have one. Okay, we don't actually need the basic TV camera. We've already flown that, I'm pretty sure, but let's just double check. Earth. Space low, space high. Yes, okay. So yeah, we don't need that. But I don't think there's... I mean, I guess there's no harm in putting orbital perturbation on here. It'll just give us a trickle, but it'll give us something. If I'd done it when I first unlocked it back 8 years ago, I would have almost had it done by now, but oh well. I mean, I guess technically I could, given the payload capacity of this, I could toss out like a shotgun blast worth of orbital perturbation things, but that is kind of cheaty. Now we need comms. So this thing is...
Well, it should force you to make at least 2. I think a lot of those gravity experiments had 2 satellites.
Yeah, that would work fine. Okay, so this is, let's have a nice wide beam width. 11. $13. Okay, that looks decent. Sure, let's use that. Uh, that's tiny. That looks really kind of tiny.
I mean, you're going for a 45-degree beam width.
Yeah.
You're barely more than just a Omni.
True. Yeah, all these things are surf attach, and I don't want them to be surf attach. Like, I actually want them to be stack mount. Also, they look incredibly modern, and we can't have that.
It is kind of odd that many of them aren't both surface and node attach.
Yeah. Yeah, I expect better out of near future exploration, but apparently so. I mean, I guess I can just carry two. Like, there's no particular reason not to.
If you carry two, just for the look.
Yeah, it just looks kind of silly.
Is there? I mean, you're just near Earth. Why are you just not using Omnis?
Because it's S-band, and I want... Oh, what am I doing that for? Like, I could use an S-band Omni, I guess.
Yep.
But I like actually having a reasonable amount of gain. See, because these... That's 14 dBi of gain versus 1.5 for the Omni.
Yeah, but when you're gonna land it, like needing a amp of like 10 or something to talk to your ground stations, doesn't matter if you're 10 or 20.
Bandwidth matters.
There's a cap on the bandwidth, like you can't get higher than X amount. But I guess we'll see when you do a 10 planning.
All right. So yeah, we'll try an S-band Omni. And I really wish that I'd clicked through block.
probably not even pick the DSN. You should pick one of the less capable.
It's S-band, so I have to.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, I need the bandwidth of S-band. All right, so yeah, you're right. We're maxed out. We are super maxed out. That's a heck of a cap.
Yeah, that's just about the digital circuitry.
Yeah.
And also, I think you needed like 1K per second, not 270 or whatever you're at, 280.
So you say that, except that where are we? Down here somewhere? Configure experiments. This thing is 3.75 kilobits per second.
Okay, so you need 4.
Plus everything else, plus the fact that we're going to store and forward.
Wait, which one's 3.7 kilobits per second?
The top one. 469 bytes is 3.75 kilobits.
Aren't you off by an order of 10 but there?
469 times 8 over
Right,
1,000 is 3.752.
Okay.
In addition to which, this is 21, and the rest is almost meaningless. Yeah, it's the bytes bits conversion that gets everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But as a child of the 90s, I am used to my 28.8 kilobit modem. So, well, I actually started with 14.4, and even that was a great advance of what came before.
See, I would be fine if we listed our transfer rate in kilobits, but we're not. We're listing them in kilobytes.
So the issue is that Kerbalism is in bytes and RA is in bits.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yep. All right, so that's still above what we needed. So that's fine. Now I'm actually sort of tempted to see what we can get with UHF. Probably nothing good. It doesn't take much. Yeah, let's save 20 watts.
I may have forgotten a big chunk of stuff, but I don't ever remember needing a non-omni over in near Earth.
Yeah. Why isn't it automatically updating? That's weird. All right. Yeah, we'll just go with that. That's fine. Yeah, and that saves us 20 plus watts. So that's cool. I mean, I guess we could have done it the other way around. We could have turned this off and put the other thing on, but whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, there's a little bit of value in having the antenna separate, but only if you're a min-maxer.
Yeah. Okay. There is the satellite. It is 200 kilograms. That is really quite light. And we probably could get away with putting it on something else. So let's actually do that. Let's put it on something else. I really don't need the thing that sends like 2.5 tons to GTO to do this.
Yeah, you could go back and use your first orbit craft.
I mean, I'm sending this to like a Molniya orbit, so
Okay.
probably not. A polar Molniya,
Yeah,
like a
fair.
not an actual Molniya orbit, but a space high orbit that is at like 88 degrees. So it will need a reasonable amount, but nowhere near as much as you'd think. Uh, okay.
Which was your satellite? 20 something, you said?
Sorry.
How much, sorry, how big was your satellite? 30
Uh,
kilograms?
214 kilograms.
Oh, 214 kilograms.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I need probably a little bit more than this LV. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, that's a little under. So the first thing we can do is we can swap this out for a better solid. Man, I never actually unlocked the Altair 2.
Yeah, when I thought it was 27 kilograms, I was going to suggest you make a scout.
That would have been cute.
Yeah.
Um, that doesn't fit inside the fairings. Okay. Okay, that will fit inside the fairings. Okay, so we need to stretch some stuff. And we also need to change this out. For this, given that we've now flight proven it.
Rocket nozzle's almost the same size as your fuel tank.
Yes. That's going to change, to be clear. But
I'm sure.
But it is pretty fun. I mean, have you looked at the Delta K stage recently?
No.
Yeah. Turns out, not the first time. Or like the early Ariane 5 third stage, which I think is ECS. Yeah. No. Shoot. The storable third stage in Ariane 5. Or second stage, as the case may be.
Well, Delta K is a good enough example. Yeah, it is it's pretty ridiculous looking in my eyes.
Yes.
But pretty much what you've got there, yeah.
Okay, so this will involve a reasonable amount of tooling. But
does your avionics unit have enough control for the upgraded solid?
no, it most certainly does not. Also, this one won't either, because I'm going to stretch the core as well. Although I'm not going to go full delta and assume that I need solids. I'm just going to... So let's see, what is the burn time? It's 7 minutes and 30 seconds? I don't think we're going to stretch it that much, but we're going to stretch it a reasonable amount. Actually... You know, sure, why not? We can... Okay. Probably don't even need the solid, to be honest.
Don't you worry getting extra Delta V.
Oh, don't have to retool that because I just was under fueling it. That's cool.
Because right now I mean, if you're going to Molnia, you need all of that.
Let's see. Rated burn time is 2 minutes 35 seconds, and we're at 3 minutes. So, yeah, a little iffy.
Well, you can shrink that lower stage a bit. Now you have more. But when you had 10.9 kilometers,
yeah,
that was Molnia, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about 562 minus, what does that end up as? Call it 3, 2800? Yeah, we're only at 8762, which is too low. So yeah, we do not have enough delta V. Interesting.
What is it from Volnea?
It's like 2600, 2800. I mean, it depends
Oh,
on how high you want to go.
yeah.
Oh, but it's actually, there's going to be way more delta V than that. There's probably another 200-300 meters per second because of how the residuals calculation works. So it's fine. We'll be fine. The other thing I'm going to do, though, is that. Give us a little bit of margin in the probe itself. All right. Because we're about to take a bunch of this away, because we're now at, we'll go to 80 tons. Okay, the tooling costs for this stuff is going to be pretty brutal. But I feel like it'll last us a while for small launches. Even though we don't really do small launches, but whatever. Yeah, an extra 100 kilograms won't matter either way. 287 watts, so yeah, I was right the first time with 120. Though I guess technically we could have put our old 150-ton avionics on it and saved tooling the avionics.
Mm. When did they start doing integrated avionics, not having it per stage?
Thorable. Very early on. But I'm not sure that I want to pay 400 kilograms in this upper stage of avionics. Although if I did it only for 80, it wouldn't be that bad. Let's see what it's like if I do it to 80. Yeah, 260 kilograms. Like, I guess that's probably not much heavier than what it was on the original avionics, now that I think about it. Yeah, let's do that. And it's 287 watts. Let's give it, say, 3 hours of loiter, about 2 orbits. So kilowatt hour is about right, actually. All right. There.
Yeah, once you tool only having one less avionics unit will save you a big chunk of your cash.
Yeah.
These smaller rockets, a lot of it is the avionics cost.
Makes sense. So I want to see how heavy this thing is. How heavy are you? You are 181 kilograms. So we're definitely paying somewhat to have... Hey, what happened to your stripes? That's weird. Why you now has stripes? Yeah, the sides are set properly. So where did the stripe go? That's very confusing. Oh well. We'll do it that way. That's fine. Wait a minute. That's kind of broken. Oh, I think I remember. Oh, yes. That's right. I remember reading that there's something in the hollow parts change that broke coloring, I think. Something like that. Oops. Okay, that looks correct enough. Okay. Oh, the solar panels are peeking out through the fairing sides. That's annoying. All right, let's do that instead. Okay, problem solved. Now, yeah, I think we're still fine for delta V. Yeah, we might be a little tight, but I think we'll be okay. $46. Store color. Okay. That looks a little better. Okay. Let's tool all the things, because they're going to be expensive. Not very expensive, because the tanks are not wide, so they're cheap to tool. I forgot how gloriously cheap all this stuff was. The avionics are expensive, but that's fine.
At least you only have to tool one of them.
Yep, exactly. And the stringers are dirt cheap to tool. All right. Okay. Let me see what happens to delta V if I change this, though. All right, so that was maximal, but
What?
yeah, that was kind of weird. Okay, I think we're good. So let's build that, and then cancel it because I forgot to check staging.
You
Hmm?
Yeah, nothing. I think that will get to orbit. It's just a pretty low TWR on your second stage.
0.52 at ignition after 9 Gs. We'll be fine. The point is that it's got 5.4. It's got almost 5.5 km/s of boost.
Yeah.
Which is to say, the first stage of Saturn V and half the second stage.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, basically, what this is like is this launch vehicle is basically like Atlas V 401, is what this is. Just with a dual engine Centaur instead of a single engine Centaur.
Yeah, but it'll be a very interesting launch since it's going to do that 5.5 km/s in 3 minutes.
Yeah, but I mean, Atlas V does it in 3.5 to 4 or something. All right, let me just make sure the staging's reasonable. Yeah, looks like. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, now we're good. If we really wanted to optimize things, we could have done it spin stabilized again, but that's, I had to cheese that pretty hard.
Don't worry about that. Well, I'm surprised you didn't simulate it.
I know it'll be fine.
Okay.
Famous last words, but and actually this needs to be.
I have to stick around to watch it fly.
Yeah. Pretty sure these are actually 5 and 6, not. Oh, no, they were 3 and 4. Okay. Sure. All right. Yeah, it only takes 12 days to build, so it's fine. And the best part is we can fly it on the cheap launch pad, but not the really cheap launch pad. Need to do that rework. Oh, and space station prototype's unlocked, so we can actually start building the real thing. Although we now don't actually have enough money to do it, so I have to do something else to give us some cash. Okay. So I'm going to do a day launch. And we're going to launch Polar. But because we have attitude control, it doesn't really matter what time we launch, which is why I'm actually launching during the day. All right, it's been a long time since we launched at this launch pad. All right, that all seems fine. We'll hot stage. Inclination of 88 degrees. Here goes. Haven't launched something this small in forever.
I forget where the debate landed on splitting up the timers for weather and comms.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's pretty like there are some weird gameplay effects from splitting them up, but there's also some weird gameplay effects from not splitting them up.
staggered effects of splitting them up are.
Of splitting them up?
Mm-hmm.
Is that you can do basically 3 launches back to back. And like there's so let me back up. Over a given period of time, I'm not sure that there's back up a third time. Yeah, I think that it is strictly worse to combine them unless the rewards are basically equal. Because if the rewards are not equal, then there will always be an optimal choice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, I wasn't paying attention to how much of a pitch down we had it.
Not much.
Cool.
So by not combining them, then the choice is always going to be to either do both or pick the best one. But by combining them, the choice is always just to do the best one.
Yeah, like I think if you don't combine them, then you get weird stuff of trying to do more than one in a single launch. Wait, what the heck just happened? What do you mean vapor and feed lines? How is there vapor and feed lines at 300 pascals?
I mean, it hitched a little bit when it...
Oh, no, I know what exactly... I know what the problem is.
Okay. Is that restartable?
Yes, it is restartable. The problem is this is the width of the interstage. This is the width of the bell. So it got stuck.
Yeah, that's what I saw. That one it hitched.
Yeah.
It.
Oh, I thought you meant like a frame skip kind of hitch.
No, it hitched as
Yeah.
it was leaving the interstage.
If I turn that on, then it's going to be $13 million to tool them. That's kind of depressing. What? Hey, remember when you told me to simulate it and then I didn't?
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, it costs. That's obscene. That we've never tooled the 8-foot diameter. But all right, fine.
What I was gonna say is like figuring out ride sharing is kind of fun sometimes, and the weather and comm sets need different inclination orbits generally. So
Yeah, yeah. There's no. Yeah, there's not a big downside from that. All right. grumble.
I think you jinxed yourself.
Kind of did. But we talked about how it's super wide. It's wider than the stage, and then I didn't actually think about the implications of that. Even though I came across the exact same thing with when I was doing the tester version of this. Where are we? Surveyor 4.
Yeah, but it's much politer to say you jinxed yourself than you should have known better, man. What's wrong with you?
Also that.
Plus, I mean, there's so many little decisions to make that, yeah, it's like rocket science. Kinda.
Yes. Turns out it's actually hard.
I mean, even with my level of expertise, I am genuinely shocked if I get a plane to work close to right the first time.
Interesting. Like I basically like planes. I actually kind of have. I don't know. I feel like I have pretty good luck with rockets, and yeah, planes. I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I don't find planes that hard. Partly that's
Yeah,
because I make planes that look like planes,
yeah,
which is a
and I
thing that
make planes that ride the edge of
yes,
reasonability.
yes. Yeah, like optimizing wave drag area. I definitely could be much better at. But in terms of just a plane that flies fine at any given speed and altitude range, I'm decent at.
That the wave drag thing is just time. It doesn't really affect whether your plane is going to fly or not. Usually, the thing that screws me up is the things that screw me up are doing something silly with my under my gear, often because I'm shrinking them or putting them in odd places. Uh, Obviously, having too low of a wing strength because I push that slider down as much as I think is reasonable. Um,
Yes.
I tend not to screw up things like COM issues and the stability derivatives. I still read that off far.
Yeah.
What else do I tend to mess up? I will often forget dumb stuff like turning steering off on the back wheels.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of stuff I'm also kind of at.
Yeah, forget to set my flaps or whatever.
Yep.
Lots of little niggly shit.
Yeah. Fine once you're in the air.
Yeah.
So we staged it. Yeah, let's try a little tighter. Okay, so we overlofted by like 2 degrees. That's pretty good, all things considered.
Yep.
Okay, let's see if this works better.
Real fast, real soon.
Yep. Yep. Just fine. Pretty good.
Hmm.
Yep. Flying reasonably. It could pitch worse. It's not DCSS range.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just gonna overloft by, I don't know, 20 kilometers or something and come back down. It's not bad.
Yeah. Oh, right. It's actually going to take 20 years for this orbital perturbation experiment because I'm spending half of it in space low and half of it in space high.
Yeah, you could launch the other one certainly and
I mean,
have that
I'm
on.
launching both.
Yeah.
Because so the reason for that is that With this polar, it's going to spend part of its time. It needs to spend part of its time space high above the North Pole and part of its time space high above the South Pole.
Mhm.
Although I'm not sure those are different biomes anymore. It may just be ice caps now. Okay. So that's in an hour. That's in 8 hours. And then so it spends 4 hours. Altitude of 35. Okay. So that is in 4 hours. So by luck or happenstance, I managed to give this exactly. Remember when I said it would be about 2600?
Mhm.
Turns out,
Yep, that was very accurate.
it's actually no. I'm off slightly because this node is in an hour. So
Yeah,
that's
so you
really only
have
3 hours. So it'll be 6 hours below, and then
10 hours above.
yeah,
So you need to lower it a little bit.
yep. But that's fine. I think something like that probably. Uh,
I think it has to go a little bit lower than that, doesn't it? That's going to be 8 hours above and 6 hours below, roughly.
yeah, but the. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, something like that. The other operative question is what argument of periapsis we want.
That's a good question because you won't be catching many biomes while you're high.
Right, that's the problem. And I think the actual answer to that question is that assuming there's not a let's figure this out for sure. Space low. Yes, so there's just ice caps. All right. So I think what that means is that we want one that is basically purely vertical.
Mm.
And we want one that is out to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And that should give us good coverage.
I think you want one that's probably like at 80 degrees or 170 degrees, something like that, because you want to catch taiga and ice caps with it. because your one that's off to the side won't catch Taiga.
Right. Right. Why does it keep... It's in 48 minutes. Why does it keep thinking I've gone past it? Yeah, so something more like that, I think, is what we want. Because that's space high, and that's about there.
Yeah.
And about there, which will definitely be ice caps.
Yeah.
Okay. This seems fine. Hopefully we have enough delta V. We will see.
You have 23.5 just from what's listed on there,
Yeah.
and ignoring residuals, and then you've got at least 200 on your probe, so you should be fine.
Yep. We'll be fine.
MechJeb is doing a really bad job at estimating that engine's delta V.
No, it actually did a pretty good job.
Did it?
Yeah. Yeah, we were pretty close. We were only like 10 meters per second off. The downside is apparently we can't spin up. Because we don't have comms.
Oh no.
We almost have comms. Come on, McMurdo, help us out. Oh, I think we're too low. Come on.
Well, you're climbing at least. There you go.
Ah, okay. Yeah, the steering losses will be bad. I guess I should have realigned to prograde before spinning up, but yeah, I'm not sure where you got that I had 200 meters per second on this thing.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I thought you had more
Yeah,
RCS fuel on there.
I thought so too, but I don't.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it high, are you?
I'll probably make it to high. But it won't be by much. Yeah, made it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how far over you get.
Not as far as I would like, I'll tell you that much.
Nope. So 4 of those would have done the trick.
So what? Yeah,
4
4
of those.
of those tanks. Yeah. Oops. Oh.
There you go. Got comms again.
Yep. Just trying to find the sun. There's the sun. Okay. Okay. Oh, no, we have reserves.
Yeah, that's why I thought you had some on board the probe, so I was
Yeah,
surprised to
I
see.
thought it was all going together, but it's
Okay, well, glad I wasn't completely nuts.
yeah. So, all right, let's burn a little higher. We wanted 43, I think, or 42, something like that. Maybe even 41. 41, yeah.
Yeah. Gonna change your argument of periapsis some, but
yeah, but
that's
it's
fine.
not going to matter very much. Okay.
I'm happy that worked
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I was surprised at that we ran out so early, but that makes more sense. All right. Make sure everything's running. Yep.
Got more experiments that were doing things. Infrared radiometer and image spectrometry. Is that only high? No,
No,
you
it's
already
low
done
as well,
those.
but maybe I just already done that experiment and I didn't think I thought I hadn't, but because it was like multiple gigabytes, but I guess I'd already done them.
Did you just launch them off to Vesta or something like that and collect it all while you were leaving?
No, it's biome.
Hmm.
But all right. Uh, let's check. All right. So 11:40. So we're about 20 minutes past perigee.
Mm-hmm.
That's in 3:30. Yeah, so we're not spending enough time in space high.
Yeah. When you went lower, it adjusted. Yep. So you probably needs 42. Well, at least 41 and a
Yeah.
half.
Yeah, but if it takes like 120 days instead of 90 days, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, but you're adjusting your thing. Well, it's going to be like 9 years for one gravity experience and 11 for the other.
Yeah, I don't really want to. Oh, wait a minute. That's. Yeah, there's Surveyor 4. So I was right. It should have been 5 and 6. Okay. Uh, Probably can go down to 85 degrees for this one. Save a little delta V.
Mhm.
Is that true?
I mean, you're just kind of
Yeah.
narrowing the band that you spend in
Right,
space high.
because, yeah, exactly.
You probably also want an argument of periapsis of like 100 instead of purely equatorial.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
I like how this is the tiniest bit of what mission planners spend like a year or
Yep,
5 doing.
exactly. Egg contracts. With egg contracts, we will be doing it more.
Cool.
Whatever the mod's actual name is now. I think it's some unpronounceable Greek thing.
I haven't actually kept track of what he's doing there, but looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then figuring out what nickname it should get.
Okay. Okay.
Isn't that heading south instead of sideways?
Yeah, I just haven't.
Okay, fair.
Okay, let's now see what we get at an altitude 35. All right, so that to that. All right, I think that's probably correct. Downside is, of course, there's no ground station anywhere near doing that. But there's plenty of ground stations there. So let us instead do that. Okay, seems fine. Hey, Sunsmile. Yeah, whatever that thing. It is literally Greek to me. Also, I'm hearing something about a chicken sandwich from you.
Why is yeah? I was trying to translate something and it came up. Probably it's just doing dumb things. I'll shut down and come back when I figured out what's.
It's all good.
So Twitch does this amazing thing where it decides like, oh, you popped out a stream and closed it. 3 hours later, we should just start playing the audio from this stream.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I have to shut down Twitch and relaunch it and go back to the thing I was watching to get that shut off. Fun.
Okay, so my cunning plan to do it on the side of the planet was very, very dumb because there ain't no ground station
Stations
anywhere
moved.
nearby. Yes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to wait until we have a ground station, which is now. Spin up.
Study.
(1847 meters per second). And then do it on the next pass. Come on.
advance that by an orbit to warp to it.
I'm warping to location, not warping to next maneuver node,
Oh.
so I don't understand why it's failing. Oh, it is. Oh, it is doing warp to next maneuver. Okay. So, 1846.8.
You just click that maneuver node and advance it in orbit.
No, that would have reset the delta V.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Don't smile. At least I realized the first letter was an S, but then I was lost.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. Overburned.
Yep.
Oh well.
I can back up.
Yeah, but I think that's fine. That's good enough. Okay. And where might the sun be? Let's see. Okay. Okay. That's pretty decent. 99%. Hard to do better than that. All right. Let's check all our autos. Everything's engaged. Okay. 2 successful deployments. All right, on that happy note, I'm going to call it quits. So thanks for joining me, and thanks everybody watching for joining as well. And I'll catch you all later.
Night.
Night.